So, is War Machine underrated? And we can refresh everything. Wow, 50k heavy attack. Alright, what is going on, my dudes? We're back here today with another Are They Underrated video, and this one is going to be on War Machine. Now, when War Machine first dropped into the game with his buff, I was a really big fan of this guy. I thought he was awesome. I still think he's awesome. I think the biggest issue with War Machine right now is that he's a very underhad. Is that a word? Is that a word for this, kind of thing? He's not owned by many people. He's not in the 5-star basic pool. He's only very recently been in the 6-star basic pool for about 6 to 9 months by now. And he's in this current featured pool, and he was first entered into the pool, I believe, 3 cycles ago. So he's been in the basic pool about 6 months now only. So I'd say most people don't have a War Machine as a 5 or a 6-star. I think that's a fair assessment. He was just in the past featured 5-star, but that was his first time in the featured 5-star, I believe. He's been in like Encouraging crystals. He had his arena in the featured and in the basic. So he's been buffed for about 6 months now, give or take, a little over 6 months. And War Machine can do some really cool things. There's no doubt about it that he can do some really cool things, and what he does for the tech class is actually huge. So the way he works is quite simple. He's another champion who has a lot of text, right? But why don't we just go over what you need to know? Essentially, what you want to do with this guy is you want to use the special 2, and that's going to put an arm break on the opponent. And then you can heavy attack to refresh that every 20 seconds. But as long as you do heavy attacks periodically, you're going to be fine keeping those up. And then the special 3 is going to put a Fury on Fury passive on you, a very potent Fury, and then you get more Furies based on the amount of armor breaks on the opponent. So special 3 puts a stun, and you gain a Fury passive, increasing attack by 1375 for 30 seconds, and each armor break on the opponent will grant War Machine an additional Fury passive, okay? So the special 2 has a 100% chance to put an armor break, reducing armor rating by 3150, which, by the way, is a big armor break. That is a big armor break, and you can put 2 of them. So that is really big. So you combine that with the 3 passive Furies, and you are doing a lot of damage once you're ramped up. So for like a big health pool, something like Summer of Pain, you're going to want to go special 2, special 2, special 3. Okay? Now the downside here is that he doesn't have any increased combat power rate, so it's not like, for example, just off the top of my head, Spidey 2099, when there's a Wither on the opponent, he has up to, I think, plus 25, that's like 200% offensive combat power rate. Hercules, when he has the Feats of Strength active, depending on the SIG, he has increased combat power rate. So, you essentially have to build 7 bars of power, and you're fully ramped up in a longer fight, okay? For example, there's Abyss solos from War Machine, just doing a crap ton of damage in the Abyss, where it fully ramped up. So, in the span of 260 hits, he can do over 3 million health, which is quite a bit of damage, right? But for the ordinary fight, I'd say 1 special 2, and then a special 3 is going to be good enough. Now, a special 1 here, okay, puts a suppression debuff on the opponent, and it also puts a rupture on the opponent. Now, these ruptures, I believe, obviously, they are increased in damage with the Fury passive that you get, okay? Now, also, this is not too important right now, but in the future, if there are more champions who have prowess in their abilities, like the way Kitty Pryde does, right? The special 1 also removes prowess on the opponent. So, War Machine is actually a pretty decent Kitty Pryde counter, gonna shut down her phasing, which is kind of interesting, right? Okay. Over here, special attacks that can't be evaded. And then he has what I love about this guy, is his pre-fights, okay? So this is only for tech champions. They gain 10% attack rating when an armor boost is active, and the best one, in my opinion, is support. I love it. You gain 2 cleanse charges when champions with cleanse are afflicted with a debuff. It is purified. So this works for the suicide masteries on any tech champion. It also works for like if a node starts you with like poison or an incinerate, it works for that. Really good. Fortify, you gain energy resistance equal to armor rating. That's good for like Magic's Limbo and stuff like that, by the way. And then Skirmish, gain up to plus 300 attack rating based on current armor rating, and debuffs excluding stuns gain plus 20% duration. This is good. It's actually not as good as you would think. Like, debuffs plus 20% duration, definitely decent. Plus 300 attack is okay. It's definitely nice to have, but it's nothing massive. For me, the ability to cleanse debuffs is really huge, not just for the suicide masteries, but just in general. And then for the way his persistent charge works, essentially you start with 2, kind of like how Mr. Fantastic starts with 4 now, right? And then each armory boost that you want to use uses one of them, and then when you win a fight you gain 1 charge plus additional charges for every hero on the team. So if your team is full of heroes, 1 charge and you have 5 armory charges, which is huge, especially if you want to use, like, for example, like Stark Spidey. If you want to use a cleanse charge on every single fight on the path, right? You do your first fight with War Machine, then you're ramped up for your pre-fights, and then you can use a cleanse charge every single time. So that makes non-suicide friendly tech champion suicide friendly. So he's a great support champion. Also, his armor up buff is huge, plus 35, 75, and then his sig ability, it's not necessary, but it's definitely very nice to have. Even at sig 20, when your health drops below 15% health, you gain 12 fury passives, okay, granting you a lot of attack rating, and then a regen passive as well, granting you a lot of health. So that's very nice to have. However, he has all this damage, you know, unduped as well. But let's start jumping into some gameplay today, because I'm pretty excited to play with this guy again. Alright, so like I said, he gains benefits for having other heroes on his team, okay? So right away, here are 5 incredible champions that synergize really nicely with War Machine. Let's go over what they do, right? So over here, you gain plus 25% block proficiency while blocking special attacks, plus also you have that nice block proficiency synergy from Guardian, of course. Over here with Falcon, Rupture debuffs gain plus 25% potency, just some more crit rating as well. There's that block proficiency synergy. Over here, some more critical rating and attack rating. Over here, this one's nice. Armor break debuffs inflicted on the opponent have 30% increased potency. And then this synergy used to be pretty cracked with pre-buff War Machine when he used to have the 12 armor up buffs from Empty the Clip. Now he doesn't have that anymore, but it's still decent. Armor ups gain a flat 30% ability accuracy and potency. Additionally, during special attacks, gain plus 30% attack rating for each armor up buff or passive on either champion, up to a maximum of 300%. So if you're curious to see it, I have a pre-buff rank 3 War Machine video where this synergy is just crazy with War Machine, really crazy. But now obviously he's just better overall, man. He doesn't have the armor ups anymore, he has regen instead. But yeah, so let's jump in here, all right? And like I said, you kind of want to have all the heroes on your team. That way when you go into the fight, kind of like when you're using Mr. Fantastic, you can just go ahead and use your pre-fights here, okay? So yeah, let's just toss on these pre-fights here, and now when we win this fight, we're going to gain 5, because I believe we have 4 other heroes on the team. Falcon, Guardian, Sorcerer, and Tigra. I believe they're all hashtag hero, plus War Machine winning the fight. So at that point, then you can just continue recycling your charges, okay? Your armory boosts. So, like I said, essentially, the way that you want to play War Machine in like the ordinary fights is you like to go for special 2, and then depending on the health pool, either another special 2 or a special 3, okay? And then once your Furies are all built up, you can go for the special 1 and everything, and you're going to have some nice damage, right? So I think we're going to go for the double special 2 in this video just to see the full potential right away. So we'll go for this. All right. Got that armor break up. Got a little bit extra potency on the armor break thanks to Sorcerer Supreme. But as you can see, even just the 1 armor break on its own is definitely putting in a decent amount of work here, okay? Let's get the second one here. There we go. And of course, you know, if it's not Winter Soldier, bait out special attacks and whatnot, right? But because Winter Soldier is just dumb and the AI is bad, he doesn't like to throw his special attacks in general. At this point, we're going to want to refresh these with the heavy attack, okay? Boom, there we go. 2 armor breaks are now refreshed. And look at this, man. We're hitting really well after just the armor breaks. We don't even have the Fury up yet, okay? So at this point, as you can see, right next to the armor up buff on us, there's that little hand. That's essentially our timer for refreshing debuffs, okay? Now keep in mind, Winter Soldier is almost dead, so you definitely don't have to go for double special 2 when you're fighting this health pool. The hit count, you can't go by the hit count when you're using War Machine because the special 3 has 17,412 hits. And now, look at that, 23k median. And before we even get to this, it's crazy. Before we even get to the, dude, that's crazy, man. That really is crazy. That is really good stuff. Before you even get to, I was going to show you the special 1 with all the ruptures and everything. You can't even get to it because his damage is so good once you're ramped up. And once you're ramped up, you just cycle special 3s really, and you're ramped up for the rest of the fight. So War Machine is really good for that long content where the health pools are high. I really feel like War Machine's damage is very slept on at the moment, because this is just a rank 2 doing really good damage. Those Furies and the armor breaks put in a lot of work. And we have a little bit of extra potency at the moment, you know, with Sorcerer Supreme and Tigress helping a bit for some special attacks and stuff. But at the end of the day, you know, not enough to make him bad by any means. Like, that was making him a little bit better and probably saved us like one combo or so. But in fact, I want to go back in and I just want to do special 2, special 3 now, because we want to see what that looks like. Okay, so in fact, let's just get there. Okay, I'm actually going to restart also so I can put the armory stuff on. So let's just get there and I'll get to the special 3 and we'll show it. Okay, so we're about to go here for the special 3. All right, now keep in mind, very often when you want to go in after the special 3 with certain champions, you like to get a parry stun right before, but his special 3 actually stuns the opponent, so you don't have to worry about doing that with War Machine. So we're going to go right away with the special 3. As you can see, our debuff refresh kind of thing is good to go. Now what I want to do here is get to a special 1, use that, and then refresh the ruptures, okay, with the Fury passive. So we only have 2 Fury passives now. Instead of a 22k medium, we have a 14k, 13k medium, which is not bad at all. Let's go for this. Okay, now we'd like to refresh all of these things, including the armor break, a nice 25k. Go for another special 1. Okay. Not bad damage at all, guys. So also, those suppressions definitely put in some work. Minus 50% reduce, you know, defensive combat power rate. But again, we'll see that as the video goes along. But Winter Soldier, his AI is just really crappy. He doesn't throw special attacks. You can't rely on that. But yeah, so definitely, man, this guy has some decent damage. Winter Soldier has 550,000 health. Special 2, special 3, and then 2 special 1s were enough to get this guy down. 550,000 health. Most endgame health pools are around like 300,000 plus. So a nice special 2, special 3, special 1 is probably going to end most fights, right? So one thing I just have to show you here is that after that fight, you'll notice, okay, that War Machine has 5 persistent charges now. So let's say you want to go in with, I don't even know, Hulk Buster, right? And you want to have either the cleanse charge for suicides, which you probably don't because Hulk Buster heals from suicides for the most part, but that's besides the point. Right? Let's say you probably want the Armor Boost Skirmish, right? So plus 50% attack rating, and then also 20% increased, you know, debuff duration for Hulkbuster's shocks, right? So now you have 5 fights for Hulkbuster here, which is really good to have, man. Really good to have. So he's kind of like a ramp-up support champion that needs 1 fight if the rest of your team has that hashtag hero support, you know? But yeah, man, let's start jumping into some other stuff here. So the first thing I want to show you is some more interactions with his cleanse debuffs, or cleanse charges, passives, whatever you want to call them. And this synergy right here with Surfer, Gamora, and Heimdall, it gives you 2 additional cleanse charges, which is definitely nice. But those cleanse charges are going to be pretty interesting. So we're going to try something out today, something very interesting, up against Encroaching Stun and Foresight. So a lot of interesting, you know, mechanics could possibly be done here, but we're going to go in here against Cosmic Ghost Rider, who probably isn't the #1 best matchup for War Machine in general, but that's totally fine. All right, so let's throw on our pre-fights, and again, we're going to have 5 afterwards, but we're going to have pretty much 4 cleanse charges going in, see? And we're going to use 1 up for the suicides, and essentially what we're going to do here is we're going to let the encroaching stun happen. That's the move here. All right, let's bait out a special 1 from this guy. And okay, so I accidentally forgot about that. So I forgot that those are debuffs. So let's restart this so I can show you encroaching stun. I was just out here living my best life, dexing a special 1, triggering under pressure 27,000 times, forgetting that those are debuffs that, you know, take away my cleanse charges. So we won't be doing that, okay? We're taking this fight a little bit slower here. There is heavy assault. However, you know, I guess when there's no debuffs, you can pretty much heavy at will, which is kind of nice. Okay. Here comes Encroaching Stun. Check it out. It just doesn't exist. It just does not exist. So, for example, whatever. So, for example, in Alliance War, right, there's the Encroaching Stun mini in the middle. If you are using a tech champion for that, even if you don't have War Machine ranked up to use, let's say you want to use, I don't even know, man, Hulkbuster or Stark Spidey or Guardian, or because it depends on, you know, who is on the node. Warlock, let's say there's a Havoc there, you want to use Warlock, right? And Havoc has those long specials. It doesn't even have to just be Alliance War. It could be anywhere where there's a future Encroaching Stun lane or a boss or something, and you want to use, let's just say Warlock for Havoc. Yeah, play Encroaching Stun like it's supposed to be played, try to do it, but Havoc has those really long special attacks that sometimes he can just be using them during the timer. So you have these 2 cleanse charges that essentially are going to give you 2 Encroaching Stun cycles of protection. So if you mess up 2 times, you won't get stunned, which is very nice to have. So those cleanse charges work for everything, and they get purified instantly, man. They just eat up the debuff, which is really, really nice to have. No doubt about it. And that's going to work for a lot of things, man. Even like, for example, the under pressure node, right? Stuff like that, where if you like dex back 2 times in a row on accident, right? If there's a node that's more dangerous than under pressure, right? Something where, you know, the debuff is triggered that way. That's going to be really useful to throw on a tech champion as well. So the pre-fights are very, very nice to have. Let's keep going to show off some other stuff that he can do. So I want to take him down to fight a magic. So there's a magic in 6.2.6 that we're going to go to. There's also increased power gain or increased defensive combat power right here on magic, or just power gain in general. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do, on the way, this Stark Spidey, which has about 170,000 health. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to see how his damage, you know, scales against just like a normal, very, very normal health pool for, like, let's say a monthly quest or a side quest or something like that, right? Because I feel like very often we test out damage against like Winter Soldier and Labyrinth with like these giant behemoth health pools, and then people are like, oh, his damage is so bad, it takes so long to get through the fight. But very often, you know, you don't have to go for, like I said, this 2 special 2s and even the special 3 and whatnot, right? So what we're going to do here is we're going to see how he does against Starky. And another piece of utility that I'm going to show you right here, which I completely didn't even realize as I was going along, is that Starky here is not going to be able to evade our special attacks, which is nice, okay? Which is annoying when you're fighting him, but watch this. Well, he can evade that. But check it out. Can't evade. It doesn't say evade failed, but if you tried to, couldn't do it. So just 1 armor break gives some decent damage. All right, so now we have the ruptures. Now you can check out the suppression as well. So watch Starky's power. Pretty good stuff. See? The suppressions are pretty strong as we get hit in the face. Let's go for some more suppressions here. And as you can see, again, he cannot evade that. Watch, I feel pretty comfy going for a heavy attack. And it didn't push him 3 bars of power. He was right there. So right away, for like normal health pools, right, a special 2 and a special 1 or 2 is pretty much going to essentially finish off the fight, which is not bad. Again, only at rank 2 Sig 20. All right, so another thing I can show you right here, which I didn't even realize how much War Machine showcase potential there is on this one straight lane down in 6.2.6, is, for example, nodes, you know, or defenders like Iceman, right? Who starts you with a cold snap. Well, guess what? First of all, now we can put all 3 in, okay? And also, the cold snap at the start of the fight, which usually takes you down, it's not gonna happen. See? And we have some more attack rating here because we have, I think, plus 30% from the armory instead of just plus 20% like all the other fights we've had so far, which is nice. See, so War Machine to me just feels like a very simple champ use your special 2, get your armor break. Now you have some nice damage. Very nice that we got that passive. But I feel like the energy resist might be nice. Okay, I don't know how much that energy resist helped us or not. Let's go for this now. 5 suppression. So check out Iceman's health. I mean, his power. Look at his power right now. The suppressions, they put in work, man. They really do. So yeah, that was a special 2, a special 1, and then the end. So really good stuff. We shrugged off the cold snap at the beginning of the fight, along with the suicide masteries, which is really, really nice. And we also shrugged off the second cold snap when we got clipped by the special 1. So both of those were really nice things that he did there. All right, this is what I actually entered into this quest to see how his energy resist, okay? Because look, tech attackers in the fight gain energy resistance equal to their armor rating. So we're going to put all 3 armor boosts on again because there's no reason not to when you're getting your persistent charges back in the quest, okay? So have them all on here. And obviously, you know, magic's limbo damage, it's energy damage. So we're going to see how well we do against that. First things first, maybe I'll show you what the limbo... I can't because I have the pre-fights on. I wanted to show you what the limbo looks like normally, but it does a decent amount of damage. Let's just say that. So we're going to go in here without even healing, okay? And let's see what kind of damage we could do. Starting at 65% health, let's just push her right above a bar of power. There's limbo from the special attack. And here's limbo here. It took us down about 4% health. And another thing, she heals, right? She heals from the limbo. But there's going to be 2 things here that you have to look out for, okay? Number 1, and I'll show you in just a second. So let's bait out the special 2. Throw our special 2. And now... watch this. With Despair active, I don't know if I have Despair on, actually. But if Despair is active, there's enough debuffs to limit her healing. So not bad. Not bad at all. We took some damage for sure, but if you trigger Limbo that many times with the champion who's not set to... you know, fight her limbo, you're going to be taking a lot of damage and probably die, especially against this magic. I fought this magic many times getting to the champion, and usually, like, even with like Hercules or whatever, I get to immortality starting at like full health because the limbo is very strong. So endgame, you know, level magic limbo, we took off, I think we started at what, 65% health, ended at 20% health. We essentially took 40-ish% damage. Plus, we had some recoil too, actually. I think we used 2 or 3 special 1s and a special 2. So in total, that was about 30-ish% health from limbo only, which is really good. It's good energy resistance, man, when there's energized there. So another thing we could show one more time is just the cleanse charge, again, is going to make pretty much any tech champion while you're running the suicide masteries a decent enough void counter, because you're not going to start with the 2 suicide masteries on you, okay? And this guy just has unblockable finale and whatnot, and the way our health is right now, we're probably going to trigger, what do you call it? The empty the clip for the first time in this video. So you're going to be able to see the regen at SIG 20. And also, watch this, cleanse charge. Just got rid of it. Perfect. I definitely got hit on purpose, so I can show you that, right? Let's stick with that story. Bait this out. All right. Now we're gonna go for the special 2, and this should trigger empty the clip. Here comes the regen at SIG 20. As you can see, it's not bad. It is not bad at all. So from 15% up to 51% health is actually very good. Gotta get an intercept here. And the suppressions are really putting in work there. That was really good. See, my thing about War Machine is I've always felt like he was just like an easy to play, reliable champ. And that's just what I'm seeing here going through, you know, this lane, is that I was down to 15% health. And now I'm up to 40 something percent health. And when I drop to 15% again, I'm going to go up to 50% health again. And that's going to keep going. And the cycle is just like, you know, special 2, special 1 against normal health pools. And it's doing really well. And the cleanse charges come into play way more often than you think they do. So this guy is just, he's very sustainable. He's very sustainable. He has an armor up buff, which is going to be good for also Havoc. I don't think I have to show you that he's good for Havoc, right? He has a bunch of debuffs, so he's going to be good for Distract. I don't think I have to show you that he's good for Distract. I think that what we're seeing here, essentially, is just War Machine is decent. He's a decent champ. He's not mind-blowingly amazing. He's not mind-blowingly OP. He's not super duper quick and super strong right out of the gate. But his damage ramps up to really, really high heights. And he's very smooth to play, in my opinion. And he's very reliable to play. You pretty much always know what you're going to get. I want to see how he does in like Labyrinth. So we're going to go up against Old Man Logan. So let me go ahead and just get that all set up. I'm really not one to complain about like the parry bugs and stuff, but I just really doubt that I missed 4 parries against Red Hulk in a row. That's all I'm saying. It's possible, but I doubt it. All right, big yellow numbers. All right, I actually finished off with Rhodey here, so that we can go in to Old Man Logan with, you know, all 3 chargers and everything. Just want to see how he does all ramped up here. It'd be nice if he had a synergy, by the way, Kabam, if you're listening, that lets him start the quest with more of his persistent chargers. That'd be nice. And I don't think that would be OP at all. I also think he should just start with 3. I feel like, you know, obviously War Machine got a rework, but I feel like he needs like the Mr. Fantastic value update that literally only gives him more persistent charges to start with and to end with. Like, I think Mr. Fantastic went from starting with 2, ending with 5, to starting with 4, ending with 9. And I think he should be the exact same. Did they come out in the same month? I think they came out in the same month. No, they didn't. Did they? Because if they did, man, I don't know. That seems like a massive oversight. But regardless, let's go in here. Again, like I said, you know, I showed you in Realm of Legends, like, yeah, his damage can get super high. It's really good, but like, we ramped up and then they were dead before we can even do anything. So this is the type of health pool where like shows that he's good in those longer fights, but also I showed you like the normal end game fights where you don't even have to go for the special 3. And if you did, you know, you're gonna be doing really good damage. So let's go ahead and just see what he can do in this big end game content here. You know, we have the white Magneto Prefed on, so we can just parry as if there wasn't Limber and everything. So yeah, pretty excited to see what he can do here. I don't think I've ever actually fought in Labyrinth or Abyss with him. I know other people have, and I've seen the videos and I'm like, man, that looks pretty fun. Kind of like that War Machine action going on, you know? So yeah, pretty excited. And of course, you know, the ramp up is never going to be fun. Ramping up champs that need to ramp, or it's never fun, you know? Like, even like we just did like the Venom and Venom Pool video, right? And using Venom Pool at the beginning was never a fun time. It really wasn't. Like, before he's ramped up, he's not fun to use. But then in Labyrinth, for example, for Venom Pool, like once he gets ramped up, man, he's so much fun to play with. And you know, when you're doing like Labyrinth and Abyss and stuff like that, I feel like spending the time to ramp up is gonna be worth it for the most part, you know, on those champs. So we're gonna go for the special 2 here. And already, Old Man Logan's down below 90% health, which is quite good. Nice, nice, a 40 plus K special 2. Let's refresh this now. Okay. Now at this point, we're pretty much free to go for a special 3. And now, if we wanted to get like, wow, look at this, man. 14K mediums without even the Fury passive. This is really good damage for this kind of content. From just 2 special attacks, that's really not bad. It's really not bad at all. It's making me think that like going like double special 2 and like normal questing scenarios is going to be really good as well. So at this point, we're going to refresh these again, and then I'm going to wait about 10 seconds, give or take, before I go for the special 3. That way I can like refresh the special 1 debuffs if I want to. All right. But I think I might want to change special 3s actually, instead of going for the special 1. I don't know. Just thinking out loud. We'll see what happens. All right. But as you can see, we're finally fully ramped up. 2 armor breaks plus the special 3 Fury. We're going to have 3 Furies. Old Man Logan is down to, let's just say, 65% health after this, give or take. All right. And we're doing 25k mediums, 16k light attacks, only a rank 2 6-star, right? I think we'll go for 1 special 1. Because those ruptures are about to put in work, and we can refresh everything. Wow, 50k heavy attack. Not bad. Not bad at all. And look at the suppression, how nice the suppression is doing. So now at this point, right, we're going to get to the special 3 again, and we're going to put another passive Fury up. And that's essentially how we're going to do this. But first things first, I would like to refresh these armor breaks. There we go. Yeah, and even without the Fury, we're hitting pretty hard, man. Let's just go for the special 3 because it's going to stun. And yeah, this is good stuff, man. I'm actually liking him for this kind of content. I really am. I feel like I'd love to rank up my War Machine, to be honest, man. Even potentially to rank 3 in the future. I've always liked him. By the way, that special 3 looked like it hit the damage cap, which is nice. That's a little piece. That's a little thing I kind of overlooked, that like when you have your 3 Furies and 2 armor breaks, you're going to be doing a lot of damage even on the special 3. And now at this point, let's refresh these guys. 50k heavy attack again. His crit rate is really good, by the way. And let's go for special 1s. We can finish off this fight right here. And the suppression is going to be nice to have. Go for another special 1. Dude, good stuff. That was nice. I like that. That all felt very smooth. It felt very reliable. 219 hit count seems high, but like I said, a special 1 has a lot of hits. A special 3 has 69,420 hits, so you can't really go by his hit counter there. It's more about the time. I don't know the exact time of that fight, but it didn't seem long and it felt smooth and felt reliable. And keep in mind, man, everything you just saw, I'd say about 90% of what you see in this video, he can do completely unduped. I like him at Sig 20, and Sig 20 is good enough for me because, yeah, the passive Furies are like, you know, good. That's gonna be nice to have, but the regen passives take you up about 40% health, and if we look at how it scales, I have no idea if I was paused during that entire thing or not. I have no clue. So I'm gonna say it all again. And I might have to edit this. But regardless, so 6-star, rank 2, Sig 20, as you can see, he scales really nicely over here. The way this curve works, the purple one and the blue one are the 2 ones that matters. This green one is pretty much here on accident. That's not supposed to be here. Or is it? What is this? What is this number? 1400? There's nothing in his abilities that say what it does. Regardless, whatever, maybe there's some sort of invisible attack rating or something. I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe he's bugged and he has an attack rating he's not supposed to have. Oh, who knows? But regardless, right? As you can see at Sig 20, he's pretty much good to go here with the way this curve works. This is 20. And then at 40, he's over here. And then at 60, this is looking like a nice sweet spot. Again, I wouldn't put any Sig stones into this guy, right? At all. I definitely wouldn't give him 6 stones, but if you happen to have like a Sig 40 or Sig 60 or even a Sig 20 War Machine, he's gonna have a really nice regen that's gonna take him up about 40 to 60% health. At max Sig, yeah, he's gonna be regenerating quite a bit, which is going to be really, really nice up here. As you can see, at Sig 200, he's going to have 12 regen passes, recovering 1365 health over 15 seconds. That is quite a bit of health. That's like some King Groot level healing. Of course, King Groot just has it like on his own without having to get to 50% health just always. So yeah, King Groot obviously has better healing. But the attack rating is going to go up even more. If you have like a really high Sig War Machine, then there's definitely a big argument to make about like, you know, whether or not you should purposefully fall down below 15% health in a fight, because at that point you're going to regenerate all the way up, and you're also going to have a massive attack boost. So that if you have a high sig War Machine, then you go in and you purposefully fall down between 15% health, you're pretty much going to get that special 3 Fury benefit naturally in the fight without having to do anything. So yeah, he definitely benefits from sig, going to make fights a lot faster. But again, I don't think you need it, man. I do not think you need even to be awakened to do just about anything that you saw in this fight, except for in the Void fight when I triggered Empty the Clip. So yeah, man, overall, War Machine, I like him, man. And this was just a rank 2 sig 20, and he was putting in work. Definitely putting in work. So if War Machine is like one of your only 6 stars, one of your only tech 6 stars too, and you're like wanting another tech champion ranked up in your roster, I feel like War Machine is a great option to have, man. Especially because of what he does for the tech class as well. Those pre-fights are very underrated at the moment. As an attacker, he feels smooth, very reliable, very tanky, very sustainable. I like him a lot. I've always liked him. Ever since the first day he was buffed, I thought he was great. And I still think he's great. He's just a little bit slow to start, but hey, man. Some champions are slow to start. Doesn't make them bad. So that's going to be it for this one. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, drop your boy a big old like. Comment what you think about buffed War Machine in the comment section below. And make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any other future content coming to you, in the future. I'll be seeing you around.